because I'm part of that, right? Football players, right? I don't think us as football players are united enough to make strong change. But at the end of the day, we feel like we need football more than football needs us, right? We feel like we need the game, and as long as we feel like we need the game, then they could just small talk us, right? They could just keep small.
Today we got Duke Ihenacho, former NFL player turned fitness entrepreneur. Duke, what's going on, man? Happy to have you on.
What's up, baby? How you doing, man? Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
All good, man. Okay, I'll go ahead and hop right into it, bro. You played the league just like I did. So we know NFL stands for not for long. So everybody's going to play 15 years. You played 5, I played 8. And it's the time where we got to walk away from this game. And everybody has their own method of how they go about doing it. Talk about your transition from football, former NFL player, into the fitness world.
I actually was excited about my transition. You know what I mean? I think a lot of players kind of dread the day when they got to walk away from the game. But for me, I kind of looked at it as an opportunity to just do what I really wanted to do, you know, and have the freedom to move how I wanted to do, how I wanted to move, and not really be governed by such a powerful organization, right? So that's how I looked at it. I'm not someone that grew up with football as a dream. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I didn't grow up, you know, dreaming about being a professional athlete. It just kind of happened because I cared about being good. So every level I got to, the next level was college and the NFL. So when I got there with the understanding that it's not for long. You understand? So my transition didn't just hit me like I know it hits a lot of players, right? So 5 years in, after 5 years, and it was kind of half me stepping away and half, you know, just my time being up, right? After 5 years, I've had 2-3 serious injuries, you know, and I didn't want to keep just going through that because it was taking a toll on my body. And mentally, I just didn't want to keep like recovering. So after my last year, after I got released from New York, my 6th year in training camp, you know, I went home to LA, started training, and you know, I got a call, right, from the Raiders. Actually, he played there. I got a call from the Raiders. We want you to come in. This is 2018 or 2018, I believe. They said, we want you to come in and, you know, training camp. And my mindset was just like, I don't even want to do it. You know, I didn't even jump at the opportunity to go work out for a team. I just was like, I'm not even in the space to like put myself in that, you know, in that frame right now. So I was really comfortable saying I'm gonna pass on the opportunity because I wasn't just pressed to get back in the league, right? But I wasn't pressed because I had a plan, right? And if you got a plan and you because like when it hits you, you don't know what to do. You've been playing football, basketball all your life, right? You've been playing football all your life, so it's just like all you want to do is get back to the normal routine. But for me, I just looked at it like I got a plan to like build a business, right? To create something that I could own. My father owned the business, right? People in my family owned the business, so I knew that's what I wanted to do. So when I had the opportunity, I just kind of took it and ran with it, and I just didn't look back, right? But at the same time, I was still training and working out for football, but I wasn't gonna wait on it, right? So then, you know, so my transition wasn't seamless, but I don't think I got to the point where I was just like lost, you know?
I like that because just like what you said, man, so many of us players, when we leave the game, we don't necessarily have that plan. So you're almost kind of like a fish out of water, just kind of finding your way through. But man, I love how you said how you always knew not for long and how you always knew that, I like football, but I don't love it. So it's not completely my life. So whenever you step away from it, you're not going to have that discombobulated feeling. So, man, I love that. That's definitely something that a lot of young guys need to hear because it will come a day where we have to walk away from this game.
Yeah, and part of that comes from, you know, not just, you know, I think part of that desire and that passion and that, you know, that want to play ball comes from everyone telling you that's what you should always focus on. You get what I'm saying? So while you're playing ball from, you know, being a little boy to a grown man, football season come around, it's time to focus. It's time to put everything else on the back burner. And that's how we've been taught, right? So then we get to the league, right? We get to the highest level of sport and they try to tell us, suppress every interest we have for football, right? So we listen because we think, okay, to be successful, that's what we got to do,
Yep.
right? But then our time comes and we didn't get a chance to nurture that interest while we had the biggest platform we're ever going to have, you know? And I think that's what sucks, right? And that's where it comes from. But, you know, it's important for young guys to like take, and now more than ever, it's important for young guys to like grab on to what they're good at, what they like outside of the game, and nurture that while they're still playing.
Branching over into some of the business ventures you have, I've noticed you got Law 17, your fitness apparel, and then also the Alpha Burn Fit. Go ahead and talk about those.
Yeah. So Law 17 came about because I was always passionate about fashion. All right, I always knew that I wanted to do something in the fashion industry. I didn't know to what extent, but I know I wanted to do something. And then, you know, over time, I just that desire for ownership just kind of, you know, just developed. And I was like, okay, I could do this. You know, I could do this because this is what I do already, and I'm creative, right? And I like making things and seeing things come to life from scratch. You know, and I wanted something that I could offer to the space that I wasn't seeing. You know, I wanted like a combination of luxury, athleisure. You know, I wanted something that was minimal, but still sophisticated, you know? And I think that when I jumped into Law 17, it was just to offer that. So that's still going, you know? And Law 17, that all that means is it's just my interpretation for success, right? Law 17 is just, it's kind of like, I can equate it to like the phrase catch 22. Law 17 really just encompasses, to be successful, right? We got to care about true success comes from like being able to help the world and being able to help humanity, right? That's how I got Law 17. So that's been rocking for, 2 years now, right? And it's growing and it's growing. I love it, man. I'm pouring into it and we're just gonna keep expanding. And Alpha Burn came about because, I'm someone that always been, by way of sports, I just developed this love of fitness. Everybody doesn't do that, right?
I've noticed.
A lot of people everybody that plays football or basketball or whatever aren't necessarily like into fitness. They're just doing it for the sport, for performance, right? But by way of football, I've just developed this like, craving for fitness and, desire to be in shape. And I think about my future and not wanting to ever fall off. And I want to look good and I want to feel good and I want to be able to play with my kids. And I want my girl to feel like I'm attractive forever and shit like that, right? So it's become such a just, a routine and a way of life for me. And Alpha Burn came about because I looked at this space and I looked at the opportunity and I looked what a lot of people was coming to me for. A lot of people were asking me, how do you do this? What do you do this for abs? What do you eat? Give me a workout, this and this and that, right? And I'm like, I don't train, right? I just work out for myself, right? I work out for fun. I work out to stay in shape. But after so many people keep coming to you, you got to think, man, like, okay, that's an opportunity there.
Yeah.
And I turn it into opportunity. My girl's an online fitness trainer. So, she's been doing her thing for almost 2 years now. And it just made sense because I watched her do her thing and put us in a space where we always gonna have to live this life, right? And so I developed Alpha Burn to give something back to people that wanted to get in shape but didn't necessarily know how to, didn't know where to start, right? I want to make the process easier for people, right? A lot of people don't know what to work out, what workouts to do. A lot of people don't know what to eat. A lot of people don't know what foods to buy. A lot of people don't know where to go to get like sufficient support for, that's not like breaking their pockets, right? If you go to a personal trainer, they're gonna hit you for over $100 a session, right? For now you pay $30, $20 a month, right? That's less than, I don't know, $500, a year. And you're gonna spend much more than that on fast food. You're paying that, and now you get to change your life, right? So my thing with Alpha Burn was just like, I want to offer something that I created, right? My workouts, my nutrition, right? I want to offer something that I created and give to people so they know exactly what they're getting, man. So that's how I got to Alpha Burn.
Okay. All right. Well, go ahead. Take me a little bit. Nice. So I see just like being a player, the same way you got to be dedicated to your craft, you got to be dedicated to nutrition and, be cognizant of always what's going into your body as well. Pivoting to now, let's say NFL talk.
Yeah.
obviously you see everything that's going on within this country. We got the pandemic, and then we also got this racial injustice. So everybody saw George Floyd. Obviously, you see the
Right.
NFL starting to peel back some of its restrictions. Um,
Yeah.
Roger Goodell coming out saying that we should have heard you players better. We're going to do better in the future. How do you think this season is going to look on that end as far as players kneeling? And do you
To
think
make strong change, right? I don't think
I can
that
agree with
we
you on that?
are right. I think we can say what we want. We can make the commercials. We can, do everything we want. But when it comes down to it, we're gonna go out there and play because we're not willing to sacrifice that. You get what I'm saying? If we're willing to sacrifice that, and the players with power, the players in powerful positions, or not even, I'm talking about just enough players, right? Enough players stand up and say, yo, this is what we need, or this what we're not going to accept. Then, we'll make us, right? They could just keep small. Hey, we putting money to this, we putting money to that, we making this initiative, right? We're just going to small talks until season comes, and then we're going to go out there and we're going to play. And once we play, it don't matter. It don't matter. You know what I mean? But I think, I would love to see Cat play, man. I would love to, and I think that right there would be okay, this shit worked,
Yeah.
right? Because that would be like, this shit worked. Okay, damn, we made some noise. Okay, they're finally seeing it, right? Because even if let's say like they put Cap on the field and he plays, right, and they still don't really fuck with it, and they still like, yo, we really don't want him to play. It don't matter because it's like, all right, at least they listened,
Mm-hmm.
right? At least it affected something. It don't matter if they don't want to play, but if he's on there, at least it means like, okay, we changed something, right? And I think that's the most important thing, right? But until then, man, it's going to take players to like sacrifice. And
Agreed.
even like, not even, it's going to take players to even look like the bad guy. You know what I mean? To get change.
Obviously, you see the NBA starting back up, WNBA, Major League Soccer as well.
Yeah.
How do you think this NFL season is going to look? Because we're not going to be able to have a bubble. It's too many teams, too many players,
Yeah.
too many front office guys, trainers, medical staff, all of that. How do you think this NFL season is going to look amid this pandemic with the coronavirus spiking in places like where I'm at in Texas, out there where you are in California, Florida, Arizona, what have you? How do you see this season turning out?
I think it's a little weird, man. I think it's gonna be weird. I think football is such an extreme sport, right? And it's such a sport that you can't really control conditions like you can within the NBA and even like soccer and baseball. You can't really control football conditions, right? It's too many moving parts, right? So you're moving too many parts around, it'll look weird. If like they're talking about playing games without fans, right? People don't know this, but when you play without fans, you can hear
everything.
You can hear everything, right? So that's gonna like introduce a different element of pain to like the viewers. Like, oh shit,
yeah,
right? I'm listening to what they're saying now. I can hear chatter. You know what I mean? You think how weird that's gonna be, right? It's gonna be a whole different like ball game because some players and teams feed off fans.
Yes.
What is home field advantage now? You know what I mean? What is that? Right? It's so many players. Football is not just a contact sport, it's a collision sport, right? That means we hitting and sweat flying, and that means wounds are opening. So I think the cases with football is just gonna like skyrocket because you just can't even prevent that type of stuff. But again, it's the bottom line. The bottom line is money, man, and they're not trying to like compromise that. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna look extremely weird, man. But I personally think, and talking to some of my football friends, guys would rather just like guys want to be safe, but they can try to like throw all these things and safety precautions at you, but it don't matter. What doesn't make sense is what the things that they're doing to try to keep players safe. No jersey swaps.
Yeah,
they're talking about no.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about no jersey swap. How does that even make sense, bro?
After playing the game for 3.5 hours, hitting each other.
That don't make sense. So like that's like all fluff, right? Okay, here's what we can try to do to prevent extraction or transmitting the virus.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't make sense because they've already been, it's crazy. So, yeah, I have no, I don't think they have like a substantial plan. And I think the players have voiced that. But the players have voiced that, but they're still going to go play anyway.
Yeah, I agree with what you mean, man.
Yeah.
And just piggybacking off what you just said, yeah, I remember when Richard Sherman came out with that tweet, how after the game where we're all hitting each other, laying on each other, tackling each other, things like that, then that 20-second jersey swap after the game, that's prohibited now. That's illegal. But it's okay to sweat on each other, hit each other, lay on each other, tackle each other for 3 whole hours. But for 20 seconds after the game, you can't do, no jersey swap. Yeah, to me, that was definitely short-sighted.
Yeah, that right there is that's super interesting, man. And that kind of right there is like the NFL in a nutshell. You know what I mean? We're gonna try to figure out what we could do to make it sound good, even if it doesn't make sense.
Yes, so true, man. So true. All right, last question. I'm gonna go ahead and get you out of here, dude. Craziest football memory.
Ooh, craziest football memory. That's crazy. The craziest football. Ooh.
Yeah, or best football memory. Either or.
Yeah, the craziest football memory is probably getting blown out by the Seahawks in 2013 in Super Bowl, playing with the Broncos. That was crazy.
I remember that. My boy Michael Huff was on that team.
Yep. Yeah, that was crazy. That was like, what? Winning the Super Bowl? You know what I mean? It was just like, okay, here we are. And it was just like another one. And then it was just like, that was the craziest, like, it's probably like the worst blowout as far as like the big stage and the most meaningful game. That was crazy. I just couldn't even fathom that game. But I think my most memorable moment was winning the starting job in Denver my second year and opening up on Monday night football or Thursday night football against the Ravens. And playing well and getting the win, and that shit was monumental. It was just super big to me because I was an undrafted free agent, and I felt like I wasn't even supposed to be like, my story that wasn't supposed to include football, and just to like get to that point, man, it was kind of a testament of a lot of work and a lot of faith and just a lot of resiliency. So that was a big moment for me.
Love that, man. Love to hear those types of stories because just like what you said, not for long, obviously.
Yeah.
And not feeling like football is a part of your story, but being able to go ahead, overcome, and get to the pinnacle, which is that starting job. That's what everybody wants in the NFL. That's why you play the game.
Yeah.
So, man, I love that. I love that testament.
Thank you, bro.
Dookie Ihenacho, I appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah.
Giving me the good word, telling all the youngsters out there about how it actually works. Man, I really appreciate you. We definitely got to do this again. Definitely nice meeting you. Even though I've always heard about you.
Same, man. I kind of grew up to see your name a lot, man. Route. I remember the jersey. Man, and the sleeves. I remember that. You know what I mean? So I remember you playing out. One of my best friends is a really big Oakland Raider fan. So, man, we used to watch him a lot, man. So, yeah, it is. It's great to meet like a fellow, NFL vet, man.
All good, man. Love having you on. Definitely got to do this again sometime, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, we'll stay in touch, and man, like stay safe out there in California, man. Amid them cases surging.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you for having me.
All right.
Stay
Be good,
safe,
bro.
bro.
Stay safe.
All right, take care.